Welcome back to Kentucky Sports Television here in Lexington at Camp One, joined by a very special guest, John Wall, former Wildcat. John, how you doing?
What's up, man? I'm doing good. Just got here from LA from working out. Just great to come back and enjoy the Camp One with TC and them. And this is always great to be back in Lexington.
We got to ask you, you played knockout just now. That kid was not playing around, almost got you. Were you prepared for getting that kind of challenge from one of the kids today?
Nah, I was going to get out early, but I ended up making a couple shots. I was like, I'm going to stay in. But I was just trying to get the ball in the basket. Knew I had to make it quick because he was knocking down shots consistent.
Yeah. We talked with DeMarcus yesterday about how when he was a kid, he wishes he could do a camp like this. He wanted to meet Shaq or Carmelo. When you were a kid, who was a guy that you really you would like to spend the day with?
Well, my era was Allen Iverson. I mean, everybody had braids and everybody was skinny and short, so it would have been great to meet Allen Iverson. But I think it's great that with Kentucky here, with the basketball program, a lot of guys coming through that's in the NBA now, we're producing a lot of talents that we're very welcome here, and it's like home to us, so we come back and just enjoy ourselves. And we can come to camps and meet with kids and make their day, because, you know, a lot of these kids want to go to Kentucky because they're from here, and it's just great for us to get back to the community.
You are, and there are tons of guys in the NBA from Kentucky now, but you're kind of like the godfather of that movement, the first guy, #1 pick. You see these guys, and they like kind of look up to you, or you kind of like everybody, the fans picture you as you like the head guy in charge of the NBA guys from Kentucky.
Oh, well, I think that's a big honor. It's a humbling experience for me, especially because there's been a lot of talents coming through here way before me, Jamal Mashburn, Derek Anderson, all those type of guys, Rajon Rondo. So it's just great for me to have the honor to go #1. And my goal was to come in, have fun, and just enjoy myself while I was here. So that 1 year was a big plus for me and my family, so I enjoyed it. Like I said, whenever I can come back here is always a big plus to me.
And the Wizards, a lot of expectations with being the #1 pick, not just being in the draft, but also, they were kind of rebranding the franchise.
Yeah.
You guys took a big step forward after you came back from injury this year. It looked like you're on the cusp of the playoffs. What's your mentality going into next season?
Well, that's my whole mentality, how I finish the season, what I want to do for the rest of my career. I know the way that I finished the season with a lot of confidence and just playing basketball. I think it was just so much anger and stuff built into the side of me that I couldn't play at the beginning of the season. So I knew what I was going into when I first got drafted there, and all I said is just stick with me, and I know it's going to be tough times. And through tough times, tough people last long. So we'll see what God holds for us the next season, and I just got a big expectation for next year.
How did Kentucky prepare you for that, Coach Cal? The experience of going straight to the NBA.
Well, I've always been a leader that led by example. I never led by just talking. But we're here with Coach Cal. He wanted me to be the guy that lead by example, like I always do, but also do it by talking. I think that's what built my chemistry and my character, is having somebody that knows the game and learned it more between Coach Strickland and Coach Cal and Coach Antigua and Coach Robrick and all those guys, Tony Delco. They just built a lot into me to become a better point guard. And I think I took that to the NBA, and now a lot of people are starting to see what I can do.
Andrew Harrison is the latest freshman point guard coming in for Cal. What advice would you give him as he prepares for his freshman year and prepares to play point guard, which Marcus Teague says is the hardest thing he's ever done in his life is play point guard for Cal?
Well, yeah, it's the toughest thing because that's you're leading. You're the catalyst of this whole team. And whenever they're losing, it's between the point guard and the coach. It's nobody else. No matter who misses the last shot of the layup, it's between the coach and the point guard. So it's very tough. You know what I mean? When we lost a couple of those games, and it might not be my fault or not even Coach Cal's fault, but I always took the blame because that's what you got to be. And I know Andrew Harrison is a great point guard, and I know he'll come in and do what he got to. He's a great leader, and he led his AAU team. I watched him play a couple of times, and he led his high school team, so I know he knows what it takes. It's just to be a different environment because Coach Cal is on you every 5 seconds.
How hard is it as a freshman to be a leader? I mean, you came with a veteran team, and there's just some veterans on this team.
Well, with me coming into a situation, I never want to feel like I'm stepping over nobody because I always had the hype come out of high school. I didn't want to come in and act like I was stepping on nobody's toes. So I just came in and just asked my teammates, was it cool for me to leave? Was it cool for me to be myself? Is it cool for me to get all this media attention? Because I really love it, but it doesn't bother me. As long as my team is winning, I'm happy with those guys. That's all that matters.
And that media attention, how is that? Were you expecting it? Because I would say of all the guys in the NBA, you're the one that I would say is probably most like just a celebrity. I mean, the average American knows you, not just basketball fans. Has that been difficult at all to adjust to that? Or?
No, not really, because I like it. Like I said, it's a humbling experience for me coming from where I came from. But at the same time, as long as you stay level-headed and you know you got to keep working and do those things. And like me, I'm always happy and always having fun, but it's always more fun when you get to do stuff like this off the court, to go back to a camp and get back to the community and do back-to-school drives and stuff like that. Those are the biggest things that make me who I am as a person.
We had a couple questions from Facebook and Twitter. Alex Dean Bewley want to know, looking back on your career, is there anything at Kentucky you wish you had experienced, or anything you look back at anything you wish you would have done when you were at UK?
I wish I would have won a championship. That was my whole goal coming, is to win a championship. And, we just had one bad night of shooting, but other than that was my one goal, was to win a championship.
And then the other one comes from Josh Booker. He wants to know the Wizards coming up in the draft. You're kind of the face of the franchise. Do they give look to you for input? They say, John, what do you need? Or, what are you looking for? Do you get to have input?
Well, I know when the time is right to get into that situation, we'll talk about it. And my front office does a great job of making their right decisions. And I just try to get my advice and go back and watch a couple of workouts. And I played against most of these guys. I've seen most of these guys play, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. But that's what their job is for. That's why they're the head guys, and I trust those and believe they'll make the right decision.
And the other one is, you look back at the guys that have followed you at Kentucky, of all these guys, is there one guy you wish you would have played with, been on your team, the guys that are in the NBA now?
I really think I would like to play with Anthony Davis. You know what I mean? Just to see, because he was a shot blocker, he was a big athletic guy. And I think with him and DeMarcus at the 4 would have been good, but I love Patrick too.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't trade Anthony Davis for Patrick Patterson, because I like Patrick a lot. But it just would have been great to play with Anthony.
And throw it up near the rim, it's an assist every time, easy to get.
Yeah, but I can do that with Pat too, so it was fun.
All right, we'll do a couple of quick, these are just quick, first thing that comes to mind. Fill in the blank, DeMarcus Cousins is blank.
An animal.
All right, this one, fact or fiction, you would not be the player you are today if it weren't for practice battles with Mark Krebs.
Fact.
Fact or fiction, Jerry Stackhouse is afraid to look you in the eye after that dunk you had before your
Fact.
freshman year.
Fact.
That favorite dunk of all time, was that kind of a moment for you where it just felt like?
Well, I never dunk with my right hand. You can ask Krebs, we always talk about it in practice, so when I do, it's like a shocker. So when I did it, I was shocked at myself at the same time, so it was pretty funny.
Well, John, hey, thank you very much for being here and working with the kids. Pleasure talking with you. Best of luck this season.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.